Hi everybody, it's Tanya here from Vida Coaching. Really pleased to be back here doing another live. I'm a career and work-life balance coach, and I've been doing a few lives on various topics recently. Unfortunately, last week I had a really bad cough, and so didn't think you'd appreciate me coughing my way through a live, hence my absence. But I'm back today to talk to you about the tips, 3 tips on how to be successful at an interview. So my tip number 1 is to do your research on the company and the industry of the place you're going to interview. So really important that you know all you can know about the company. Look on the internet and do your research, because there will be almost definitely a question on what do you know about the company, or why would you like to work for our company. And if you don't know anything about the company, that becomes a very difficult question to answer, and also just doesn't sort of give across the right impression of that enthusiasm of you really wanting the job. So that's my first tip. My second tip is to prepare. So firstly, find out all you can from the recruiter or the company about the interview. What type of interview is it going to be? Is it going to be are the questions going to be competency based, which is very popular, or are they going to be strengths based, which is popular nowadays to use with graduates who don't have as much experience. Oh, hi Julia, nice to have you on with me today. Just talking about questions, thinking about asking about the sort of questions that you could that might be being asked, like competency-based questions or strengths-based questions, and making sure that you find out in advance, what's type of interview that they're going to give. And also think about whether there's going to be any tests. Ask if there's going to be any kind of online tests, or maybe some group exercises, and find out all the information you can. And once you've found out all the information, you can prepare better. So it's a really good idea for interviewing to make sure that you go online and find some standard interview questions. If it's a competency or they sometimes call it a behavioural based interviews questions, then go and find some typical competency based questions and start to prepare some answers for them based on your experience. It's really good to have some good quality answers in your head already prepared, so that you're not put on the spot when you're at interview. Also sort of maybe think about some answers that you could have that maybe would work for a number of different questions. Maybe a question on time management, there might also be a question on prioritization, and if it's you could use it whether it's a question for time management or prioritization, and that's helpful, so you don't have too many answers going around your head and ideas. So that's preparation. And my third tip is to make sure you go and have some, prepare in advance some really good questions to ask in the interview. So it's not really good enough anymore to go and at the end of an interview to say, oh no, I don't really have any questions to ask. You've answered them all on the interview. During the interview, because that doesn't show that you're really interested in the job. And it's really important that you have some really good quality questions to ask at the end. So what's a typical day like within the role I'm applying for, or what's the management style like in the company? And just have a think about all the things that you really do want to know about the company, and just prepare in advance some good questions. You can write them down so that if you're a bit flustered, you've got them. But yeah, it's always good to show an interest when you're in an interview by asking some good questions. And finally, a bonus point is to practice. So practice with your partner, practice with your friends. And if you can't, oh hi Deborah, nice to have you join too. or if you don't want to practice with somebody you know because it's too embarrassing, then, you know, find yourself a career coach. I do mock interviews and help people to get rid of that anxiety. Yes, it's very uncomfortable to do a mock interview. It's not, you know, an easy option, but it's certainly a really good way of getting all those kind of stumbling over your answers, and maybe kind of the body language isn't matching what you're saying, and all those things you can be helped with. And so that when you actually go for an interview, you know, you're really, you just ace it, because you've got all that awkwardness out of the way, and you really know how to perform an interview when it's the real thing. So those are my tips. Thanks to Julia and Deborah for joining me. And I really, if you've got any questions and you're watching this on catch up, then please do type them in the comments, and I will be happy to answer any questions that you have. And have a lovely evening, and looking forward to speaking to you all again soon. Thanks then. Bye bye.